Hi, I'm Barista Esther, the trusted travel legal voice insider at Travul.org. And I'm here as usual to get you legally ready to travel safe, travel smart, and travel far. So let's begin with today's legal tip. I'm sure you've heard me at one point or the other. If you've seen any of our videos, I've talked about the Schengen Area before, or the Schengen visa. We want to talk about it today. So sit back, relax, and let's learn together. So the Schengen Area has 29 countries, European countries. 29 European countries make up the Schengen Area. 25 of them are European Union member states, while 4 of them are non-European Union member states. The 4 are Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein. Now, for the Schengen Area, what it means is you can travel from one European country to another in the Schengen Area without any restrictions or limitations. The Schengen Area has no internal border control, in the sense that you can move from one border to another, cross this border to another country without any restrictions. Of course, each country has its border security checks and the likes. Apart from that, there are no issues. As long as you have the correct Schengen visa, you are good to go. So, for the Schengen Area, like I said, you can travel from one country to another, go for tourist adventures from one country, move to another country, go for a business trip from one country to another, visit family and friends and the likes within the Schengen Area. Now, to the Schengen visa, I mentioned earlier that you can travel without any internal border control. So, when you have that Schengen visa, you can travel within any of those countries in the Schengen Area, and you won't be arrested or assaulted as long as you have the correct Schengen visa. So, let me give you an instance. You apply for a visa from Norway. With that same visa, it is seen as a Schengen visa as long as it is obtained in or from or for a Schengen country or Schengen area. You have the opportunity to use that same visa to go from Norway to Iceland, from Iceland to Ireland, from Ireland to so many other European countries. And like I said earlier, you can do tourist adventures. You can go on tourist adventures, you can do business activities, you can do so many things as long as it's within the Schengen area. And please note, these visas have their conditions also and their requirements. When you get a Schengen visa, they have their restrictions also. You cannot overstay. When it comes to overstaying and visa violations, it applies to all countries, whether the Schengen area, the American area, the United Kingdom area, or even Nigerian area. It applies everywhere. So when you get the Schengen visa, make sure that you know the conditions attached and the requirements attached to this visa. When you overstay in any of the European countries in the Schengen area, it is seen that you have overstayed in all of the countries in the Schengen area. What do I mean? I'm using Norway for an example. You obtain or you apply for a Norway visa and you go to Norway, and maybe you're on a tourist visa or a visitor visa, and then you overstay because you can stay in Norway or any of the European countries. There are some European countries that have exceptions, but most of the European countries, you can stay for 3 months, 180 days, let me put it that way, 180 days. If you stay beyond, then you can be banned from re-entering any of the European countries in the Schengen area. So it was Norway you overstayed your visa conditions. You'll be banned from entering or re-entering Iceland. You'll be banned from re-entering any of the European countries in the Schengen area. So please note that you must not violate your visa conditions. As much as you can go from one country, European country, to another with just one visa, you must not violate that visa, its conditions, because it is very important. And let me also prove this. I talked about this while we're talking about visa violations. When you do some things you're not supposed to do on a particular visa, things you're not permitted to do, you do them. There are sanctions attached to them. Now, for the Schengen visa, if you overstay, like I said earlier, you overstay your tourist visa or your visitor visa, you overstay for over 3 days. For instance, you have 180 days visa duration, and then after that 180 days, you decide to stay for 3 days after, up to 90 days after, you will be banned from re-entering any of the European countries for 1 year. You will be banned from re-entering any of the European countries for 2 years when you are being given a return order. You've been asked to return after overstaying and you still stay back 2 years. Now, if you now decide to continue to flout that particular visa condition, you can be fined and even arrested. So don't take that freedom and liberty for granted. I always say it, ignorance of the law excuses no one. Follow at Travelism for more updates and more information. I am Barista Esther.